Lynette Oxley here for Tac Shack Tactical TV, and now I've actually said it so many times. I wanted to actually, with interviews, I wanted to actually give my Guys and Girls on Fire 16 days speech, but I can't do it. I'm here with Paul, not for the 16 days.
Hi Lynette, hi viewers. Yeah, so today is Nelson, hey?
Nelson?
Nelson.
Can't even get it.
It's episode 111.
111, okay.
Sorry, cricket reference. Okay, so yeah, welcome everybody. Yeah.
What's going on with the weather?
Oh, jeez, no. Okay, so that's part of the madness in the world. I mean, for
Exactly.
God's sakes, we had one Monday, Tuesday, we were freezing here.
Yeah, we had to put the fire on it.
Jeez. Anyway, craziness. But that's not the madness I want to talk about. The madness I want to talk about is what's happened in the Palestine, Israel. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the madness that has happened, that has occasioned in the rest of the world.
It's just hate.
There's this upwelling of tremendous hate and disaffection. There's people acting like absolute maniacs in the States, in Britain, in France, all over the world, and in South Africa. We're seeing people being driven into extremes, even in South Africa. You know, we're a hell of a long way away from the troubles that are happening, but we're connected to the world, and this is part of the world we live in. And we've seen the manipulation of the media, we've seen propaganda, and all of this is based on, people that just don't seem to be able to want to get along. And I'm not choosing a side. I'm just observing what seems to be absolute madness. And this absolute madness threatens to plunge the entire world into conflict.
Into a third world war.
And
there's talk of that.
For guys, really. So we're going to have to start looking back at this. We're almost on a month's anniversary of the specific incident that has dropped us all off the cliff. And we need to start looking back at this and seeing what lessons we can draw from this, in terms of the way we relate to other people, the way we relate to each other, and the self-defense, the personal, from our perspective, from the GOSA perspective, from gun owners' perspective. What messages or what lessons can we learn from this? If you're an innocent person in your own home and you get attacked, you have the right to defend yourself. You have the absolute right to defend yourself.
And whatever side you're on.
It's a human right. It's not a right that's circumscribed in the law. It's your absolute right. It's your human right to defend yourself, and to defend yourself with the best means possible. So, and in our case, we understand that to be firearms. It's so guys, what we're saying is, and we've seen governments be completely paralyzed during this process. Government's not coming to your aid. Government's not going to come help you. You're going to have to help yourself. You're responsible for yourself, your family, and your friends and your neighbors. You can't rely on anybody else. They're not going to come and help you. It's you.
And it's about politics. It's about just your human right to self-defense.
Well, but that's a human right. It's above politics. It's way above politics. And we see this, so I don't want to draw direct parallels at this stage. But I just want to say, guys, be safe out there. Think about things. Don't fall for propaganda either way. Be very careful with your choices. Be very careful with the things that you say and do at the moment. Because people are painting themselves into corners on social media. And they're never going to get out of that corner. We see the awful consequences this is having for a whole lot of people in the States where they've chosen a side publicly and then they find that suddenly the job that they were promised has evaporated from under them. And it could be a lot worse. It could get... Hey, you.
We do have tail.
It's a theory. So yeah.
On a lighter side.
Welcome to the Rottweiler tale. This is going to have an impact on many people's lives around the world for a very long time, and don't fall for the propaganda. Don't fall for the again, like for the mismanagement, the coercion by social media into a position which is not going to help you in the long run. And so that's what I want to say, guys. Please don't jump off buildings. Don't burn bridges. We're at the end of the day, we're a community throughout the world. We have to live together. We can't take these extreme positions vis-a-vis one another. It's not going to turn out well in the end. It never does. It leads to proper war.
So I was busy yesterday.
Yes.
With the interview, and you had to deal with the young lady that Karen got to. And you said that's why made you happy. So
although I spend most of my time, all of my time working on GOSA, occasionally something happens which makes me happy. Not that working on GOSA doesn't make me happy. That makes me particularly happy. And one of those times was yesterday when a young lady came through with her mother. She had to come through with her mother because she's too young to drive a car. And it was one of the winners from last year's Girls on Fire Top Shot. A young lady who was at that stage was 12 years old. She's now 13. And she came through to collect her Glock 43X in rose gold.
Yes, it's beautiful.
I must just say, very nicely cerakoted in rose gold by Nico at Dave Share Guns. And thank you to them for that. And the gun was sponsored by Dave Share Guns. The cerakoting was by Nico from Numenor. And she came to collect her Glock 43X. It took a year to get her competency certificate, competency from the South African police, but it only took her 21 days to get the gun, the gun license to go through on Section 16. So guys,
was she excited, by the way?
She was thrilled.
Okay, I've asked them to send us a photo, so we'll maybe share that next week.
Sorry, I'm not that clever. I didn't take a photo while she was here.
I was struck in the interview and thinking, I hope he takes a photo. I hope he takes a photo.
Anyway, so that's a breath of fresh air. We just had another one of our club members actually collect
3 guns.
Three guns.
Handgun, shotgun, and self-loading rifle.
So stuff is moving. That's a breath of sanity. We've got an opportunity happening here, which is quite interesting. And while we're on a breath of sanity. I've just watched an interview that was conducted, a really strange interview. So we saw yesterday Siya Kolisi at the start of the Springboks victory tour. I think it was at the Union Buildings in Pretoria on the stage with Ramaphosa in the background and various other people, and the Springbok team in front of him, and give a speech and say during the speech, we did this for South Africa, we did this for the people, this is a people's cup.
Again, no politics.
Yeah, so hang on a second. And we did this for you guys, and thank you very much for your support, and look at how diverse our team is, and we found through this diversity we managed to forge strength, because let's face it, I mean, this was grit and determination. This was the team that wanted to win more than anybody else. the tackles they made. You know, we broke Peter Steph du Toit broke the world, or equaled the world record for tackles. I think he made 28 successful tackles in the match on last Saturday. And we made more tackles in the match, I think, than anybody. Our defense was impenetrable. The guys stuck it out, and anyway. So Sia was talking about this and saying that these are the strengths that we've discovered, and we discovered how to harness these strengths. And then he turned to Ramaphosa sitting in the chair behind him, looking a little bit confused like he normally does, because it's all a shock to him, and said to him, Mr. President, this is what you should how you should build your cabinet. You should build your cabinet based on diversity and strength, and everybody pulling in one direction. And Ramaphosa was absolutely stunned. He sat there and he looked like he was going to melt into the chair, with a look of shock on his face. Anyway, and so then that was remarkable. This morning, the presidency and the ANC Secretary General come out and they ban Kolisi for having the temerity, the arrogance to advise the president on leadership, because, you know, and you know, and I looked at that and I thought, wow, okay, but that was kind of predictable that would happen. So Sunak, the Prime Minister of Britain, this morning conducted an interview with Elon Musk. Yeah, the Prime Minister conducted an interview with Elon Musk. So he interviewed Elon on a stage in London, and he had half of his cabinet sitting in the audience, and numerous other business executives. And he spoke to Elon principally on the topic of artificial intelligence. And the future, and the way the technology is going to work in the future. And I saw this thing advertised and I thought, you know, really? Well, let me just have a look, because I don't really have Sunak on my radar as a, you know. And it was the most brilliant interview.
I still have to watch it. I haven't had time.
If Sunak's gig as the PM doesn't work out, he's got a future in interviewing. He knew the topic. He spoke to Elon using the correct terminology, without notes, without teleprompters or anything like that.
Stop.
Lynette,
sorry.
Stop. He conducted the interview in a very professional fashion, and he asked Elon probing questions about what's going to happen with technology, how things are going to move, and then he referred to members in the audience. So, like I say, the Chancellor of the Exchequer was sitting in the bloody audience, my finance minister essentially, and how this is going to impact them and how the roles they're going to have to play in that. And I looked at this and I thought, wow, here's a leader of a country, of a proper first world country with a proper first world economy, not one that's going to run out of cash by March next year like South Africa is. And they're taking advice from a boy from Hartbeespoort Dam, you know, but from a member of the public. They're taking advice and they're listening to him and they're asking him probing questions. And I contrasted this with the way that the South African presidency and the ANC has yesterday dealt with the good advice from arguably one of the best leaders that's emerged from South Africa in recent times, Sia Kolisi. And I contrasted the two things, and it seemed to me, well, that's why we're in the shit, isn't it? Guess why we're in the crap? It's because we have political leaders that are full of arrogance and hubris. Contrast that with proper first world countries who have political leaders who are anxious to take advice and to learn new things. Guys, that's why we're in the crap. In 30 weeks' time, we'll have a chance to do something about it, and that's the end of the politics. But that's a drop of sanity. That's contrasting real first world with our third world, whatever it is we have in this country. Anyway, so you wanted to talk about
So last
after the heavy stuff.
Yeah. We've still got a little bit of space left. We've actually sitting on about 22, 23
Wow.
ladies already for not this Saturday, next Saturday's event. We've got the French-Canadian film crew coming out again.
Chase people away.
No, they actually, which is very interesting, they've been to one of our previous events.
Yeah.
The Citizen is coming out, etc. We've got a lot of lady auras again, so if you haven't booked or want to book,
There's space.
there's still a bit of space left.
We're able to take up to 30, I think.
Actually, yeah, we
Just
might
over
be,
30?
but we've got so many
We've got so many auras and so much range space.
and then we also have Canik has actually given us some guns.
Fantastic.
So we'll have Canics and Glocks
Yeah.
on the range.
Come and check it out, guys. The new Canics are they're beautiful guns.
I've just looked at the MC9 yesterday. One of my clients wanted to shoot it. The triggers on those are just absolutely amazing. This fantastic triggers. A lovely little.
So if you want to, if you're a lady, you've got to be a lady, or you be a guy. You can wear a skirt.
Nope.
Like the skirt I wore at the girls on. No, not okay. You can't wear a skirt. Sorry, guys.
And that's yeah.
Yeah, but ladies, please come out and check out the Canics.
GOSA Girls on Fire is going to support Ribbons for Justice and Jazreel Foundation on Monday. We're going to go to the Kempton Park Court at 9 o'clock to show support for those two organisations. Apparently it makes a massive difference just to have somebody just to say we stand for justice for the victims out there. Any case, that's it. Thank you very much.
That's short and sweet. Well, not that short and sweet. It's almost 20 minutes we managed to waffle on for.
Anyway, we'll see you next week.
Thanks,
Cheers
guys.
then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.